music lovers, and welcome back to the Woodshed. This week over on my Woodshed Patreon, I opened up the floor for requests for YouTube, and I had a Patreon member say that they wanted some tasty chromatic licks via Ian Thornley. Alright, so Ian is a buddy of mine, and he and I have talked at length about the greatness of the mighty Steve Morse. Dixie Dregs, Steve Morse Band. If you've watched my channel, you know I love it. Ian loves it, and a lot of the licks that both Ian and myself pull from come from that school. Now, I'm not saying that Steve is the end-all on this type of thing, because there's players like John Petrucci, there's fusion guys like John McLaughlin, there's guys all over the spectrum that use these techniques that I'm about to show you. A good friend of mine, Martin Miller, if you catch any of his videos, he's always sneaking in these types of things as well. So what I want to show you is 3 different ways to use one chromatic note in between 2 diatonic or in-key notes, right? Or in-scale notes. Adding one chromatic note can give you that flair that you hear in maybe my playing, Ian's playing, Martin's playing, John Petrucci, and I want you to be able to put this stuff on the fretboard by the end of this episode. I know you can do it. Let's roll it. Alrighty, Woodshed members, let's go ahead and tune them up to the key of G. That's where we're going to be hanging out this week. I want to give you some chromatic stuff. Connecting chromatics in your rock playing. Now, everything that I'm about to say can be applied to jazz licks and country licks and all kinds of stuff that you like to live in, blues licks, whatever. But I've just got a lot of distortion on today, courtesy of the old gearbox. And figure we do some rock stuff. So let's go over 1, 2, 3 ways to use them. All right, here comes number 1. Number 1 is an obvious one. It's the flat 5. So if we're in the key of G, that's our rock G right there, rock G. Let's use chromatics in the flat 5 area. Now, for some of you more advanced players, this is going to be a no-brainer. For some of you beginner players, this might help you out a lot. We're going to look at our root. It's here. By root, I just mean G. We're in the key of G. Our 5, G, A, B, C, D. D is our 5 chord. So there goes root, 3rd, 5th. So when you're playing a rock lick and you're playing in that pentatonic kind of shape, your first finger is going to be laying into that 5th. It could be down here, right? So your first finger will be playing that 5. You're probably already messing around with some of this, courtesy of Paul Gilbert, maybe using your flat 5 here. So you have, that's the quintessential, like the Gilbert-ism, right? So how else can you mix up that flat 5 in your playing? Well, one thing I like to do is just move the hand, put the hand in a different position. So if maybe you've got it here, let's put that middle finger on the 5. Maybe you can have like something like that. One more time. Here's that same idea, kind of slow. I'm framing out my G major chord. And I'm going to do that by 5 to flat 5 right here. There's that 4. And then I'm going to frame, use a little enclosure to make it major. Really great in a Western swing kind of environment. Jazz, all kinds of genres. Country, chicken picking stuff. There's a great way to get more mileage out of that flat 5 right here. And then the rest of it could just be pentatonic or dominant. So there I'm playing flat 5 again right here. There's your meat and potatoes of that lick. One more time. Okay, another way to play that flat 5 would be playing it here, all with the notes on the same string. And you have a minor third. So you have major third and minor third. This is living in that world of neutral third, where you have both major and minor, right? So like the blues thing, the rock thing, where you can apply both major harmony and minor harmony. So when you're playing the chromatics here, you can really get into some of the Steve Morse-isms by playing the flat 7 of the chord, which is F, in the middle finger right there. That's a very Morse-esque kind of way to play those repeating, those revolving door patterns. He's real big on that. You can string skip those as well for a nice flavor. One more time, you have the flat 5 here. You can play it on the same string here. Now what's really important here is that you're not marrying the position of these things as licks to be memorized or regurgitated note for note. What's the most important thing is you're understanding how this functions, and you can see it on other parts of the guitar. So if we have root and fifth, remember power chord always kind of looks like that right there, right? Power chord. It's here as well. So you can have that same 3-note pattern. Right? And having that flat 5 behind, that's there as well. And there you can have another chromatic that we will get to. So now we've got a bridge here in how we're going to use chromatics, just one added chromatic note, right? I'm not going to bombard you with a ton of information. It's going to be really simple. Now we're going to switch gears, and we're going to put the chromatic between the third, then the flat third, and the 2. So if we have root, 2, 3, we're going to put it right in between. We're going to have flat 3 and 3. Okay, so in that idea, what made it sound all slippery was the fact that we had this and we had it down here. And that is sliding from 2, which is A, to flat 3, minor third, then major third. And then we have it up here. Understand this, as I'm talking in intervals, when I see my root and my 2 and my 3, I'm trying to go ahead and look at that somewhere else on the neck of the guitar. Does that make sense? So we got 1, 2, 3. We're gonna have it 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna go ahead and try to find that everywhere on the guitar. It's gonna make connecting this stuff a lot easier. Because when you start seeing that this minor third, major third thing, like let's take this right here. This will be the lick for you. Right? Very almost Tom Quayle if Tom was to. I'm gonna legato that thing for you. We're gonna have this lick where we're gonna frame it up with this little enclosure, right? That's the main meat and potatoes. You can put it here as well. So I'm laying in, I'm starting on the 2 of the chord, which is A, jumping up to that 4, which is C. Get that kind of sound. And for a really snappy kind of thing, it's really great for alternate picking. Right? Really, really cool sound for that. That's where you get those Morse things happening. So you got to look across the guitar. Remember, you got right? It's there. It's here. It's here. It's all over the place. So that would be how I would connect to the lick that we had earlier. Remember? That would be like a full lick that you could combine using both the minor third and major third and the flat 5. And now you can ascend things as well with using that same minor third to major third thing, right? So that's how I would use these as simple tools, as just Legos, to put long, constant barrage of notes out. You see what I'm saying? Like when I'm playing these types of lines, I'm not necessarily thinking about regurgitating a specific lick. I'm just seeing these small moments as ingredients. Maybe frame it up like this, where I'm going to play around the root in my middle finger. One more. We're going to frame it up just like this. Right? So there you have another way to imply some chromaticism into your playing. Okay, the last one we're going to have is a little more of a blues players type of thing, which is outlining the flat 9. So if we're in G, that's a pretty harsh harmony, pretty harsh, pretty nuts. But when you frame it like this, it's a nice little passing tone, right? So you can have up to the root, so what's happening there to make it sound cool? I'm playing the root to the 2. There's the flat 9 right there. So that's how I would imply it right there. So let's try that. And then I'm just in pentatonic. If you can play that much of it, you can immediately start gluing it to your other pentatonic licks. So here's an interesting thing that happened right there is I took the harmony that I implied at the beginning of the lick being minor. But once I got to that 5, I used some slippery stuff. There's our flat 5 note. Now we got a major sound. Right, so that's a good way to have that flat 9. Let's review real quick. We had the flat 5, which was in between, right here, is between 4 and 5. And you'll notice this one from being in your blues licks, or the Paul Gilbertisms, right? But what did we do to it to mix it up? We changed the position. Another one would be playing it all on the same string. Okay, our next move from there was what? Playing the minor third and major third all chromatic. That's the same 3 notes going A up to B flat and B, and And that's our minor third to major third, and it's resolving. Remember, that was our lick, right? All right there, okay? Now, lastly, we had our flat 9. That's up here. So flat 5, down to the 4, minor third to major third, and the 2 together. And the last one being the flat 9. They'll be connecting all 3. And that would be a line just connecting all of it together. All right, I hope this was valuable to you, and I hope this opened up some doors for how you can start exploring some chromatics to get some of that Steve Morse and Thornley goodness that those guys lay out for us. All right, we'll see you next time. Thanks for hanging out with me this week in the Woodshed. Of course, subscribe and like and click bells and all that kind of stuff. But what's really important to me is if you go to andywoodmusic.com and sign up for that email list. It's just a direct line for me to get the information to you. So jump over to andywoodmusic.com and get signed up for that email list. And if you love the lesson content and are looking for more licks and tone tips and take your playing to the next level, jump over to patreon.com/andywoodmusic. We have hundreds of videos over there. Got a private Discord server just for you guys. And on top of that, we got a master class that we do every Wednesday. It's live via Zoom, and it's a delight, man. It's a really good time. We got a lot of great players in that crew. Would love to have you over there. And included with the Monster membership, you get a 30-minute lesson via Zoom once a month with me. So be sure, if you're interested in improving your playing, go to patreon.com/andywoodmusic, and we'll see you real soon.